Today's horoscope from Astro Academy, Taurus, June 18, 2025. With a Jupiter-Saturn square, you can be managing your expectations. There can be challenges largely revolving around home and family, as well as close partnerships and relationships. You could struggle to balance family with other relationships, for example. An attachment to certain traditions and ways of living could seem to restrict growth in relationships. On the other hand, if excessive attention to your relationships has been an issue, you may want to address the problem. The key now is to recognize limits and adjust accordingly. Early today, you may not feel in sync with others on key issues, but as the day advances, transits support an open, intelligent approach, and you find many reasons to be optimistic. A wildfire of drama could be consuming the onset of your week. An incredibly intense cosmic alignment will take place today as mighty Mars, the red planet of sex and passion, continues to launch a fury of attacks in square against electric Uranus, orbiting in your solar house of true love, dating, and romance. For some Capricorns, this could bring chaos in your love life, especially if your intimate needs are not being met or your partner is feeling like you're pushing them away. Yet, for others, this could bring exhilarating passion, fun, and adventure, especially if you're open to some tantric or kinky exploration. Ignite the debate you know needs to happen in your workplace. After all, it's been a long time coming. See if you can get everyone to approach it as a problem to be solved together. You are seeking, exploring, and rooting out the truths that have eluded you in the past. There is a sense of urgency to know and to define your goals. To support this energy, be sure to get plenty of rest and exercise. It's no use burning the candle at both ends. When you find yourself running ragged, ask yourself seriously, why? Are you engaged in some kind of self-sabotage? Oatmeal for breakfast is a great way to ground yourself. Oats balance the tendency to be extreme. Recognizing unhealthy relationships within your own family can be difficult at best. Yet, there comes a time for many people when this is necessary. If this is something you have to deal with, be sure to think through every possible angle. Talking things over with a trusted friend can give you some insight and perhaps ideas on how you can make things better for yourself. Perhaps writing a letter could help, or some form of counseling will give you the needed strength. Check all the options out on this day. Having the moon in your income sector during Mars last weekend in your financial sector has both sides of the financial fence competing for your attention. However, even if this does create some financial tension, on both sides this is a win-win. There is nothing that as the warrior planet of the cosmos Mars likes better than a bit of competition, with any financial tension only adding fuel to his financial passions and fighting spirit. At the same time, with the moon not only back in harmony with the sun after clashing as a full moon earlier in the week but in his last weekend in your work sector, boosting your confidence and awareness on the income and job fronts. Whether it is Venus, the planet of love, completing her first full week in your romantic sector, or as Jupiter and Mercury settle into their first weekend in your relationship sector, the moon's transit through Capricorn over the last few days has left you with a better chance to embrace both. While giving the spirit of romance a boost, this may have seen your own and your relationship needs clash. In his first weekend in your relationship sector, Mercury, the planet of communication, is using this to get the communication lines open. Taurus, steadiness is your gift, but flexibility is your teacher today. Quote of the day: even strong roots can stretch toward the sun. Color: forest green, grounded and evolving. Lucky numbers: 2, 7, 13. ASMA. LL change could lead to a big improvement. Don't cling to the old just because it's familiar. Growth often begins with a gentle shift. Our eyes in the sky. For June 18, 2025, the Tarot offers a story of inner revelation, mindful decisions, and the subtle magic of reconnection through the cards drawn today: the Hermit, 2 of Swords, 6 of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the World. This reading brings a message of returning to the self, finding clarity amidst confusion, and allowing your radiant spirit to guide you toward meaningful closure and powerful new beginnings. The day begins with the quiet wisdom of the Hermit, a card that often arrives when life asks us to pause and listen more deeply. It may be a call to withdraw from the noise, even briefly, to reflect and reconnect with your personal truth. Perhaps there's been too much input lately, too many voices, opinions, or distractions pulling you in different directions. The Hermit reminds you that some answers can only be found in stillness. This doesn't mean you have to disappear or isolate yourself completely, but carving out a moment for a walk alone, journaling, or simply breathing without obligation can help realign you. It's also a gentle nudge to check in. Are your current efforts serving your highest vision, or are you just staying busy? This inner questioning naturally leads us into the energy of the Two of Swords, a card that speaks to the tension of indecision. Maybe you're standing between two paths, weighing a choice that feels equally uncertain on either side. Or maybe it's a more subtle kind of avoidance, pushing something off because making a decision feels too uncomfortable. But the truth is, the longer we wait, the more we stay suspended in the unknown. The key message here is that even a small step toward clarity is better than being stuck in doubt. You don't need to have everything figured out to move forward, you just need to trust yourself enough to start moving. As the day deepens, the mood softens with the arrival of the Six of Cups. This card often brings a wave of nostalgia or the urge to revisit something that once brought joy. It may be an old friend reaching out, a childhood memory resurfacing, or the sudden urge to engage in a hobby or habit that once made you feel more like yourself. Don't be surprised if something seemingly small from your past shows up today to remind you of who you were before life got more complicated. There's healing in remembering. Let that memory nourish you. Let it remind you that joy doesn't always need to be earned, it can be reclaimed. Into this gentle reflection steps the powerful presence of the Queen of Wands, a reminder that you are magnetic, capable, and allowed to take up space. This queen doesn't dim her light for anyone, and neither should you. Whatever hesitations may have stirred earlier in the day, this card reaffirms that your charisma and vision have impact. If you've been second-guessing whether to speak up, lead, or put yourself out there, consider this your green light. Confidence isn't the absence of doubt, it's the willingness to act despite it. Step into why. Our creative fire today. Show the world what you're made of. And at the end of this arc, we arrive at the world, a powerful sign of completion, integration, and evolution. Something within you has come full circle. Whether this is an internal shift, a project wrapping up, or a personal cycle closing, it's time to recognize how far you've come. The world reminds us that endings aren't just finishes, they are beginnings in disguise. Let today be a gentle celebration of your resilience. You're not the same person you were a year ago, or even a month ago. Acknowledge that growth. Let yourself step through the next doorway with the full knowing that you are ready. Altogether, June 18th offers a dynamic flow from introspection to radiance. It encourages you to honor the quiet parts of yourself while also recognizing the brilliance you hold. It speaks to those at a crossroads, reminding them that clarity comes with trust. It speaks to those missing a simpler time, reminding them that joy can return. And it speaks to the ones who have been quietly evolving, whispering, "It's time. You've arrived." What's calling to you beneath the surface today? Is there a part of yourself you've been ignoring, a decision waiting to be made, or a spark that's ready to grow into something more? I'd love to hear what resonated with you. Share your reflections in the comments. Let's hold space for each other's journeys, and keep walking together into the light of what's possible.